Good morning, folks. How's it going? Keats60 Hotshot Adventures. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock. Made a couple deliveries already this morning from all the items I picked up out there in Pennsylvania. Dropped off the mower, dropped off a wood grain bin, basically a box with a lid. Going back, basically going home. I had the golf cart, but it was going to be in the way to get the tractor off, so made it home last night. By the time I was going to park it, I was already close to home, so I just drove all the way. Which brings me to idling. Reason for this video. Got a 2015 Dodge Ram Tradesman 6.4 liter hemi, and everybody talks about idling. It's like the latest thing in discussions on the boards, etc. Ever since the manufacturer gave the options to be able to view your idle hours, your drive hours, your total hours, I guess there's a little confusion. The idle hours is exactly what it is. It's the amount of time your vehicle is idling. In my case, before we get to that point, let's start off with saying for the rough estimate is for every hour of idle time is equivalent to about 25 to 30 miles driven. So we'll remember that 1 hour of idle is about 25 to 30 miles driven. So in my case, this was a service truck used by a southern state, and I've got about 5,400 and change hours of idle, which equates to about 160,000 miles if you use that conversion, on top of the already 163,000 miles that are already on the truck. So you're like, wow, it's like, that means you got like 320,000 miles on the engine. In theory, absolutely. But I don't necessarily judge idle hours for the durability and the longevity of the engine. Obviously, if this truck, when I went to buy it, had 300,000 miles on it, I wouldn't have bought it. My cutoff is about 150 for buying a used truck. Idle hours I don't mind. But if you were to do the conversions back and forth, so 160,000 is about 5,000 to 6,000 idle hours. And the only real reason to worry about idle hours is if you're basing your service and your maintenance off of that specifically, or running hours such as heavy equipment, caterpillars, service equipment you see, excavators, all those things you see out there on the road, doing maintenance on the roads, digging holes, pushing dirt. Those are serviced by hours. So if you want to service your vehicle by hours, you want to keep track, and you want to service about at 200 hours. That's about 6,000 miles. Based on that conversion of 1 hour is about 30 miles. And if you Google around online, for the most part, somewhere between 200 and 500 hours is pretty average for servicing based on that. I don't go by the idle hours, even though on this trip, down and back, I've already gone, it's only Sunday morning. I've been driving on and off since Saturday at 3 a.m. I'm well over 1,000 miles, and let's see if we can't go into my trip A here. I'm at over 1,000 miles, and I've got, right now I'm showing about 23 hours on drive time, basically. So the truck, so the truck's been idling a lot. Driving and idling a lot. I get to my location, it's cold. I'm not trying to shut the truck off 30 times. I started 30 times when I'm 500 to 1,000 miles away and I'm doing a job. For my situation, it's different than somebody that's just driving around, picking up, dropping off the kids or whatever. Do you want your, on that point, it's like, are you that worried to let your vehicle idle for 30 seconds that you're going to let your kids sit in your a cold vehicle? Just tell them, dress warmer because I can't let it idle. Soccer moms have incredible idle hours probably on their vans, or their kids are playing sports, or they're sitting an hour in school pickup line or whatever. They're not going to sit in their van freezing. They're letting them run with the heater on and the seat warmers turned on. So kind of off on a tangent, but to recap, idle hours are only important overall if that's how you service your vehicle. But if you're going out to buy a truck off the lot and you see it's got 1,000 idle hours and various amounts of drive time, yeah, you want to, they say you want to see about a third you want your idle hours to be about a third of your drive/total hours. But that's not always possible, depending on, the vehicle's history, such as this one was a service truck, so it basically idled more than it got driven. And with all that known, Hemi is still fine. It still doesn't have any issues. I've just got about 23 hours on it right now in the last day and a half. Just running it. So I'm going to cut the video there. Hope this was useful to someone. And we'll chat about a new topic later.